Hey guys, just a really quick review of the Bosch GLM 15 laser distance measure. I was actually using it today and decided to shoot a video real fast. This thing's awesome. I've had it for about a year and a half. Just replaced the batteries once. I use it on projects all the time around the house. Measures up to 50 feet with 1/8 inch accuracy according to Bosch's spec, but I've actually gotten a 1/16 out of it accuracy pretty much in every situation I've used it in. So areas this really shines in is doing trim work. So baseboards and crown molding, this thing is invaluable, especially if you're doing it by yourself. I've even used this doing fence work. So, you put your posts up and they're roughly 8 feet and you don't know exactly how long your cross pieces have to be. It's a little bit dicey using this outside, but if it's a distance that's 10 feet or less, which fence posts are normally around 8 feet each, you can kind of make out the dot. So you know where you're aiming it at. It does work in daylight, it's just not as easy to see where you're aiming it at in daylight. So indoors, plenty bright enough, got a red laser on it. It's a great little tool. It's a huge time saver if you're trying to measure things inside dimensions by yourself. Doesn't really work that great for outside dimensions or measuring lumber to cut because you need a solid surface to back up the laser against to get your measurement from. Alright, so here's the close-up. There's no backlit screen on this one. It's just a one-button operation. You hit the button, it comes on, and it's too close right there. So there's like a 3-inch area on the edge of this that it won't measure. Once you're out past that, it can measure. It measures from the back of the unit right here. So all your measurements, remember, butt this up against what you're trying to measure, and then you can see it hits the dot right here. And you can see it slide back and forth. If you want to hold a measurement, just hit the button again. It tells you it's holding. And it will actually store your last measurement while you take another one. So you can hold 2 measurements, and then once you start it for the third one, it'll bump the next one down. So it stores your second to last measurement and your last measurement. So to turn it off again, you just hold the button and it turns off. If you want to switch from inches to millimeters, hold the button when you're turning it on. It'll pop up with units, and you can see it switching back and forth between feet and inches and meters. And you just stop on whichever one you want. So there, now we've got meters. And we'll turn it back off, and pretty much everything I measure is in inches. So we'll leave it on that. Now, accuracy. Bosch has a spec on this for 1/8 of an inch. Every situation I've used it in, I've gotten accuracy to 1/16 of an inch. And I took a 35-foot tape measure and, strung it out. And I measured every 5 feet in between there against a solid surface and got the exact same measurement on the tape measure. So this is accurate to 1/16 of an inch for every dimension except for distances under 1 foot is what I found. So 1 foot, it's accurate to 1/8 of an inch. And then longer distances, it's accurate to 1/16 of an inch. And just to show you that it actually is that accurate, here's a chunk of scrap wood. It is 15 3/4 of an inch long. Remember, we butt the back of this up against what we're trying to measure. And I think you can see that. It's saying 1 foot, and it's got 11/16 inches right now, and there's 3/4 of an inch. So it's wavering right in between there on whether it's 11/16 or 3/4. And actually, if you really look at the tape on this, it's like a hair shorter than 3/4, so I call that a win. As far as battery life goes, it uses 2 AAAs. I've had this thing for a year and a half, and I just replaced these for the first time, so it lasts a long time. Outside dimensions, it's 7/8 of an inch thick by 1 3/8 inch wide, and then it's about 4 inches long. This thing is so light and so small, I put it in my back pocket before and then forgot where I put it. I don't know if that's really a complaint, but it's so light you can fit it anywhere. You can put it in your pocket, you can put it in a tool bag, it's not going to take up any space, almost no weight. Alright, so price on this thing fluctuates quite a bit. I've seen it as low as $30 and I've seen it as high as $50. I think MSRP is $50. Now, Bosch has also come out since this one with a GLM 20, which is 65 feet, and it's got a backlit display. That one's normally $50, so you might want to go with that one if you can't find this one on sale. They also make a GLM 10, which is, I think, the same exact thing as this. It's only accurate to 35 feet, though, and that one's normally $30. So this one kind of floats around in between there, so if you can find it for lower than 50, it might be a good option. Otherwise, I go with the GLM 20. I haven't had hands-on with that one, but from what I've seen of this one, and it's so amazing, they just added a backlight and 15 more feet of distance you can use. So if you can't find this one for less than probably around 40, I'd go with the GLM 20. Otherwise, if you can find this one for cheaper, I go with the GLM 15. It's awesome. It will make a great Christmas gift. Hint, hint, anyone out there looking for something to buy for the DIY homeowner on your list, this thing's awesome. They'll love it. So I love this little thing. I find myself using it whenever I've got to pull a tape across a long distance indoors when I'm measuring from wall to wall or something like that. It's a great addition to any toolbox. I highly recommend it, especially if you can find it for around 30 bucks. So hopefully this review is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and once again, don't forget to subscribe.